Cluster attack for me is absolutely the most phenomenally intense and worst pain I've ever experienced in my life.
It's so bad that I would do anything to avoid it.
Overwhelming fight or flight, panicky kind of experience.
Sometimes trying to put a happy face on, but it's just, just horrible. Just life is just terrible, terrible.
These types of headaches, for me at least, they are just debilitating and excruciating.
People do not understand, because if you say what it is, oh, I get migraines, or so-and-so has migraines, and my response is always, Google suicide headache, and then talk to me.
It's an attack. It's not a headache. They call it headaches, but it's so much more than that. I'll feel pressure and pain and hotness in one eye. Tears will start to drain from my eye, but they're burning. My eye burns. My nose will get all stuffed up just on one side. I'll get swollen and red-faced. If I don't act quickly, the pain jumps from nothing to explosion in just minutes.
It's very sharp, very intense, very deep. It's in the bone and in the tissue at the same time, if that makes any sense. And then there's this phenomenon that goes on with the eyeball. It feels like someone or something is in there, for me, trying to pop my eyeball from the inside out.
It's just stabbing. The eye, this.
I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Honestly, it's that kind of pain. You just want to disappear when it comes on, and you kind of seep into this dark hole, and it's just a kind of pain that you can't really explain to someone. It's very difficult to explain to someone that has never experienced it.
It's really difficult to compare the experience of a cluster headache with anything else. There's nothing like it that's been that severe. I've been through childbirth twice, painful, unmedicated childbirth. It was a breeze compared to a cluster headache attack. I've broken bones. I've had head injuries. Nothing is as bad as a cluster headache.
The headaches would occur almost daily. Occasionally I'd get a day off. On a bad day, I would get 3, 4, 5 headaches in one day. But at least one, and then sometimes a day off. So after 5 years of that, I sort of morphed over into what we call chronic cluster headaches, which is where for 2 years I had headaches every day with no relief, no break.
I'm chronic, so they just happen. There was no rhyme or reason, no time schedule, no nothing. They just happened. And I was fortunate enough to be able to have a mattress at work. And I would, whenever I got a headache, which was every day, I would shut the light, shut the door, lay down, put something over my eyes, and just pump up that oxygen.
I feel so bad for people who do become chronic, and, I feel like that would be, for me anyway, nothing to look forward to, in a way. Just such a sad existence. If they would get them in the same extent that I would, get them, I don't know, But my thing was I would always get them when I was asleep. REM sleep would trigger them, so about 45 minutes after I'd fall asleep every night,
We go from the time I know I'm going to have an attack to the point where I want to kill myself or anyone who gets near me is about 5 to 10 minutes. So the problem is when they happen when you're sleeping, you can sleep too far into it, so that by the time you wake up, it's very much too late to take anything or do anything, and you kind of know that. You're like, I just got to ride this out.
Up until the last year, I would get them every other day, a couple times a day, for an hour to 3 hours. When I get an attack, I have just minutes to respond, to get a treatment, to stop it so that it doesn't last so long.
We have abortive medications. We have the triptan family of medications that work on headaches. We have oxygen, which is a first-line abortive medication for cluster. Which before I discovered that, I was living in hell.
I haven't found anything that helps stop them. The biggest thing for me in stopping them was I had to learn what things triggered me and set them off.
I've tried a lot of treatments. Most of them have either had side effects that were so intolerable I couldn't keep using them. None of them ever really stopped the attacks from coming. They would lessen the intensity of the attack, shorten the attack, but they just kept coming back over and over again. Every week, several times per week, I just didn't get a break for 17 years.
This is very trying, stressful, demanding, difficult, painful, frightening for family members, for loved ones.
I had to learn to let people help me, like teach them, this is my setup and this is where I'm going to go. And if I look at you and go, hey, can you do this? If you can't, you got to tell me because I can't be without it. And let them help in that little way. And then they knew to leave. And that certainly helped people feel more a part of it, that they could help me prep. And then just leave me alone. Don't talk to me.
Stay with me, not while I'm having an attack. Let me do my thing and howl at the moon or whatever. But stay with me. Don't give up. Hang in there. We'll get through this together.
My husband, he's very supportive. Sometimes he'll come down and sit beside me and just put his arm around me and comfort me, which is all they can do when you're going through something like that.
Just to know that the other person is there for you. But then again, it always made me feel bad. I would try and hide it because I felt bad that, I was making my husband feel bad and making my kids feel bad.
I can't work, I can't think, I can't communicate. I become a different person when I have an attack. And I don't speak. If forced to speak, I'm really rude. I'll curse and scream because it takes all of my energy to simply cope with the pain and to work through the treatment that I need to make it go away. And I will do just about anything to make it stop.
The type of pain that you get with these headaches, sometimes you have to pace, sometimes you have to rock back and forth, sometimes you have to scream, sometimes you have to yell, sometimes you have to just grab your head and you just don't know what you have to do when you get these headaches. And to be out in public, away from your home and your comfort zone, is hell.
You never know when they're coming. You never know when they're not. You can never let your guard down. I can never go anywhere. To this day, even though I've been 4 months without a headache, I do not leave my house without abortive medications, more than necessary, and more than enough oxygen than necessary.
When you have attacks several times per day, lasting 30 minutes to a couple of hours, and it's excruciating pain, that's not a quality of life, that's torture. I don't know how else to put it. It's torture.